Hello, let's talk about variables. We have talked about literal assignments before. We're gonna just refresh. So when we literally assign the value to the variable, if we have first name, so we have the variable first, and then inside that we put a name or a value, and then we go for last. Inside that as well, we put the name. And then if we print this, we can take a look at what is inside, and we want to look at the type. Let's print it out and see what it looks like. When we print it out, it tells us that it's a class. The type is a string as well. We can print this out. We can ask it a different way. We can say, is the type a string? Is first name, or does first name contains a string value? And if that is true, it will return a true. We can also ask it to give the instance of first name and compare first name if it's string. And also, if that is true, when we print it out, we should get true. So it gives us true for these last two here. And it also tells us it's the type string, as we said. So that's one way to assign value, doing it literally. Let's comment these out so that we don't see these results print out. To comment it out, I use Control/. And another way for us to do assign variable is to use the constructor argument. And if we use the constructor function, we can have a variable, let's say fruits, and then we can use assign it a string. So declare that it's a string right off the bat, and let's assign the variable mango. And now if we were to print this out first here, but we want fruit, so we're going to go Control D to highlight all the ones below, and then we're going to change it to fruit. And now it's changed to fruit. Now if we go ahead and we print it out, it should tell us that it says string variable, yes, and it should tell us yes, this is true because fruit is a string, so it compares it, and that one should be true as well. And so we can do that. Another thing we can do is we can concatenate our values or variables. So to do that, let's create a new variable. We're going to say full name, and we already have first name. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to concatenate, add those two names, combine them together. That's what we're doing. And let's put a space between the names so that when we concatenate them, there's a space between the first word. And then now, if we go and we print our full name, it should look like that. It gives us 100 lines, and we've seen some of the previous stuff. So let's go comment these out. Control// to comment that out. So we're getting our full name. So this was successful. Okay, comment that out too. And we can also add to our full name. So if we go full name and incrementing that, where let's put an exclamation sign there, and then now if we print, let's just copy this, might be easier. Notice the indent wouldn't allow me to do that, so I can print, it should show exclamation sign there. Just comment that out. So the other thing that we want to look at is casting. So if we cast a number, or we can cast a number to a string. So let's create a variable, let's call it year, and let's assign a number, but let's declare it to be a string. So the year 1990 is a string. str for string, and then we enter. We can go ahead, we can print it, and we can print the year. Let's see, and then you'd see just a number, but I want to prove that it is a string. So let's go show the type. And then now that we do that, let's print it. We should see the number, and then it shows that the type is a string. Good. Let's comment that out. Now, another thing we could do when we're casting is, if we have a sentence, let's say inside our sentence, we're using double quotes. And I go, I like school. And I just said, I have, capital I have been going from the, and let's just open a quote here again. I've been going from the, you want to put a plus, and let's put the year, put another plus, and close it up. I've been going from the 90s, and let's put an S there and a full stop. And then if we go and we print, we can go print the sentence, and then it should show us that sentence. Alex could have been going from the 90s. If we have multiple lines, I would do it. Let's create a variable and put multiple lines in it. Call the variable multiple lines, and inside our multiple lines, let's put one. We need three single quotes, and then once it sees that, it automatically put the closing quotes for it. And then I'm going to put enter twice. Then I'm just going to say, hi, how is your day? And then next, and I respond, I am just checking in to see how it is going. And then let's just enter, let's put some space, and then let's say all is good, and then let's do that. And then now let's print out and see if we print out the multiple lines here. I'm gonna go print, and then multiple, and it says, hi, how's your day? I'm just checking to see how you're doing, and all here. So now let's comment this out. We can also look at string method, because those will come in useful eventually. So let's print, and let's print our first name, and I'm going to print another line too. I'm going to print first name, and I want to put it in lowercase, and let's print these two, see what they look like. So now here we have first name, and then it puts it in all lowercase. If I go ahead and I print that, and I, instead of lowercase this time, I go uppercase, it should give it to me in uppercase. So let's go print that. See, there we have original print, lowercase and uppercase. Let's comment this out, and let's now look at our multi-line again. So let's go print, and this time let's come back to our multi-line. We're going to go multi-line, and then this time we want to put it in title. And when we use title in words, every first letter of the word becomes capitalized. So let's run this and see what it looks like. So, oops, made a mistake again, showing us there. This is supposed to have the parentheses there for title. So let's run it now. And it's supposed to give us hi is in caps, how is in cap, is in caps, you in cap, all of that is in title caps. Let's print this again. This time, instead of caps, we're gonna replace the word good, and let's go replace. And so inside the function now, we want to replace good, and we want to replace it for okay. And then when we print this, we should now see the word good replaced for okay. So let's print it, and I'm leaving that so we can see the comparison. So we're printing it. Okay, so it didn't replace it because I spelled good here with a capital letter, and here I spelled it with a common letter. So let's go change that and run it again. And there we go, caps matters. And let's go now. Let's go print print it again. Let's see if I had it in. Yeah, I had it multi-line. And then this time I want us to actually find a length, and that's going to be the length of characters that is in the multi-line. And if I go print, it should print out the length of characters here. If we were to count that, we'd see we'd have 125 characters, including the space that we count all the way to get out here. Let's go comment these out so we don't have so much of that. Let me add some spaces to multi-line. So we can add space to multi-line by going with our plus, actually go plus, then equal, and then open that, and then we can literally go add some space like that. And then if we go down, we can also go multi-line, and we can put equal. We can actually add some space to the left of it. So the first one is going to add the space to the right. We're going to add some space to the left. So we're just going to add some space. And then we're going to put multi-line. So we're going to add it back. Then we put multi-line. And there we go. Now let's come back over here. And let's print again to see if the character length changes. It should. So we go run it, and then it changes from 125 to 184. All right, and we come down here now, and we want to, let's say, strip or remove. Okay, I'm actually gonna comment out this one here. So we only have one. If I want to strip or remove the space, I'm gonna come dot strip, and when I run that, it should remove some of the spaces that we have multi-line. So it removes all the spaces. It brings it down to 123, which means it removes some of the spaces that was in it. Because remember, first we had, prior to this, we had 125 somewhere here. I was looking for it, but I don't seem to see it anymore. But anyway, we'll move on. So it removes some of those spaces here. We're going to print again, but then we're just going to remove the spaces to the left. And also, let's remove the spaces to the right too. So we're going to remove the spaces to the right. So we put L strip, R strip, and then we should get the spaces to the left and the right removed. So here, the first one, we'll just strip all the spaces from it. It's 123. Then we'll remove only the space to the left is 158, and all the spaces to the right is 149. And those are some of the ways that we can manipulate and work with our variables.